This is your Weather Extreme video for Sunday, November the 13th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks so much for tuning in. Satellite image shows that we have clear skies over much of Alabama, a few high streaming clouds across the central part of the state, and we do see a good deal of clouds over Georgia. All of those clouds over Georgia, thanks in part to the closed upper low over North Alabama this morning and the easterly flow. You can see the easterly flow as a result of high pressure that is over the Ohio River Valley, and that's bringing easterly flow off the Atlantic and producing a little bit of shower activity along parts of Georgia and the South Carolina area. In the upper atmosphere, we have the closed low that the GFS yesterday was suggesting would close off over North Georgia. It closed off over more or less North Alabama or Northeast Alabama, so it was pretty close. Temperatures this morning starting out once again a little bit on the warmer note than we saw, say, Friday morning when it was pretty chilly, but staying a little bit warmer, especially across the southeast part of Alabama where we see the clouds having the greatest impact. Radar still clear for Alabama, but we do see a few showers over Georgia and the South Carolina area. Watch warning map is pretty clear. The yellow you see in Texas are amber alert or child abduction messages. The light blue you see across the middle Mississippi River Valley, those are frost advisories, and the dark blue are freeze warnings. QPF-wise, the rainfall over the next 5 days, this is through Friday morning, is zip for central Alabama. But it does look like we will have a chance at least seeing a few showers late Friday night and into Saturday. We'll get to that in just a moment. Storm Prediction Center has no severe storms forecast for the next 3 days. The outlook for day one today is for a few showers over the Carolinas. For day two, we see along the mid-Atlantic coast as well as over Arkansas. And then for day three, primarily confined to parts of New England and the mid-Atlantic coast. Tropics are quiet in the tropical Atlantic, nothing to be too concerned about there. And we do have an area of disturbed weather and lower pressure that is producing some heavy rains along the western coast of Mexico, but that area is not expected to develop anything. All right, the 06Z GFS model run, and there's our closed low in the upper atmosphere that it will be over North Georgia by noon today. And at the surface, we see high pressure coming in, settling in over the southeastern U.S. from over the Ohio River Valley. The closed low doesn't stick around long as it ejects out to the northeast on Monday, but it does leave a bit of a trough behind. And then by Tuesday, we see the trough sharpening up a little bit. So looks like probably on Tuesday we'll see some passing clouds as a result of that trough sharpening up a little bit on Tuesday. After that, though, for Wednesday, we begin to come under the influence of the upper ridge, so we should warm up. That means highs climbing well back into the 70s once again. Thursday looks like a pretty warm day, perhaps even upper 70s, maybe a few spots coming very close to 80 degrees. And then on Friday, we see that ridge is moving over to the east coast. And now our attention is turned to the trough coming out of the Rocky Mountains and across the central part of the United States. That upper trough will be responsible for producing a fairly significant low-pressure area over the Dakotas or the western Great Lakes area, with a cold front trailing down into Texas on Friday. Interesting to note that the European is in pretty close agreement to the GFS. They're a lot closer than they were yesterday. There's still minor differences, but as far as the position of the front, position of the low, they're in pretty good agreement. Saturday, the upper trough will make its way across the Mississippi River Valley, and as it does, that front will move down into the southeastern U.S. Unfortunately, moisture still is somewhat lacking, and the result is, as you can see from the GFS, it's just not going to show much in the way of any showers, and the European also in very much the same regard. So that means some of us may see a shower or two, but most of us will probably not see much in the way of rain, so not much in the way. And of course, with showers, no drought buster, but certainly would be nice to get a nice shower. By Sunday, the trough is over the eastern part of the country, and that means that by Monday morning, we could be seeing some widespread 30-degree readings and perhaps even the first significant freeze of the season over a good portion of Alabama with that kind of northwesterly flow pattern. And at the surface, you can see the high over the Dakotas with a nice northerly fetch coming all the way from Canada across the Great Lakes and right down into the southeastern United States. Looking out into Voodoo country, we do see that the ridge returns around the 23rd. This is Wednesday, the 23rd of November, the day before Thanksgiving. And it does look like from this pattern that there shouldn't be too much in the way of stormy patterns to disrupt travel, perhaps some in the northwestern United States. And then when we get out to the end of the period, we see a trough, kind of what I would call a moderate trough coming through the flow around the 27th of November, Sunday. And that could produce some showers possibilities over the southeastern U.S., and we'll be cautiously optimistic about that. That'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for this morning. James Spann should be back with the next edition first thing on Monday morning. In the meantime, check back on the blog for notes on Alabama's weather. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great day and Godspeed.